Right, let's try that again, shall we? Good evening. This is layer section on the Sega Saturn. And to the one viewer that I believe watched the last episode, because I just deleted it off YouTube, welcome back, if you've come back. Now, the reason I quit was that I hadn't set the keyboard up correctly, as in the joystick, because there is a Yoko and a Tate joystick mode, and it ain't much fun when you're up, down, left, right. Oh, not working. As far as I'm aware, this does not have a whole heap of configuration on the joystick, this one. So you just kind of have to make do. Anyway, lovely to be playing this again. It's quite a must-have title really on the Saturn. If you've got a Saturn and you don't own this game, there's really no excuse, unless you're not into shooters, that is, because it's relatively reasonable in their price. Good evening, 6 Lane GC8 Tech. Good evening, Slim. Good morning, Slim. Happy Sunday. Down under. Apologies for the terrible Australian accent. So yeah, just a little bit of gameplay here. Nothing extraordinary. Just going to be noticing a few things as we play through the game here. Noticing anything really, and chatting perhaps if the comments come in, if there's any questions. Yeah, one of your favourite games, top 10, yeah, sure. It's a bit like Gekarinden, but better, and it's a Taito. Not sure if this is an F, what they call Taito F3, like the same as Darius Gaiden. I think that was a Taito F3. I could be wrong. Probably the same as Metal Black or something. It's got a bit of scaling and a bit of VFX on it, but it's not exactly a kind of 3D style game. And no problem that it's not, because the 2D work in this game is fantastic. So I'm not really practiced at this, I haven't played it for a long time, so I'm getting hit by those fast bullets that you can't escape unless you know when they're coming. That's going to go like, yeah. Just yeah, Tech. It's very Raiden 2 like, Raiden 2. I haven't played that one very often, but I think I know what you mean. As in, it's got a little bit of panache, a little bit of stuff going on, and of course the ship. You know, the red ship. Is it iconic? Not sure. It's very generic, the ship on this game, isn't it? And the bullets travel quite quickly, but they do on Raiden as well. Red 7, evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. It wasn't on the F3, no. I don't know what it was on really, maybe you could say. It's Taito anyway, so goodness knows. So at the moment, just really, just spending it over what it was on the Saturn really, because the Saturn is plugged into the streaming setup. So yeah. Scenery here and there. So there is a slightly silly reason why I'm streaming at the moment, and that's because the speaker that does my audio run out of charge, and so the only way I could get audio out of this game is to put it through my laptop. Dumb reason to do a stream, isn't it? I haven't really got anything else to say. Thanks for joining us anyway. Oh, we have Mr. Boxhead. Good evening, Daz. The famous bit that doesn't look as good when you play this in Yoko mode. There we go. I know you've got this one, Dad. But yeah, this is just really like a stream that almost has absolutely 0 point to it, so don't expect it to be anything really. I'll delete it as soon as I've turned it off. But anyway, if you want to see some Taito graphics, you're very welcome to stay. That's about all you're going to get tonight. I will look at the comments. Classic game. Are you playing this on a monitor or CT? No, I play every Saturn game on the monitor because it's probably the only console that could comfortably play on the CRT, to be honest, because I've got the CRT linked up with the Super Gun, which does have the Saturn joystick adapters. So the Saturn actually works really well with my CRT because I've got the Virtua Stick Pro underneath it. So yeah, I just whack that in, change over the SCART lead, and I can be playing Tate only, has to be said. I haven't turned that TV over there around since I moved house. It's permanently in Tate mode. And the monitor just turns around in an instant. So you can't really say fairer than that. Their section is Ray Crisis. Is it Ray Crisis or Ray Storm? Or is it Ray Force? Yeah, you'll have to help me out on that one, because I don't think it is Ray Crisis. I think Ray Crisis is actually the third one in the series. I think this is Ray Force. Let's just hazard a guess. Darren, do moderate this controversial conversation about which version of Ray something this is, because it's actually GNet, that's right, GNet, yeah. GCH Tech, I need to get my 4K cam up and running, very nice. What have you got actually sort of linked up to your gameplay setup? Ray Storm, okay, Ray Storm. Let's all try and remember that, because it does catch people out. Now this boss here, very impressive. Almost worthy of something like Radiant Silvergun, isn't it? Except it's obviously sprite work and not 3D. I love those little legs that spin around underneath, they just look fantastic, don't they? How to go from the kind of red shading to blue shading and make it look really, really nice, basically. It's definitely a bit weird, the button config on this joystick. I'm using an adapter, so it's not playing on what you could call default. Oops. No, it's not playing on default settings because I've got this, as everyone should realise, is a Namco joystick. It's off a beat 'em up. I do know which beat 'em up it's on, but I can't remember at the moment. It's a Logitech Brio. That's your setup, a Logitech Brio. I don't know what that is, Tim. I need to get another DAT Path capture card. DAT Path, is that a high-end capture card? We only do cheap. I would show you mine, but it would involve pulling out the USB plug from my laptop and ending the stream abruptly. Yeah, Daz introduced me to my capture card, which is the one you find on eBay. I believe that it's referred to colloquially as the Chinese capture card, but that's mainly because it's made in China. But it's about £12 or something. I mean, it's really good value. I can't complain. The only thing I would slightly complain about is occasionally you lose like audio. But I mean, video-wise, it's absolutely brilliant. I mean, I suppose there are, because it's only, I think it's only USB 3. It's not like, it's not a USB God, what are we up to now? C? I don't know. Anyway, it's a fat USB style adapter, not a fancy thin one. So my laptop really could do with a fancy thin one like an Elgato, but I can't be arsed because this is good enough. And there's enough that can go wrong with your streaming setup on a regular Saturday evening to keep you busy for about 10 years. Every time you do a stream that doesn't have a technical issue, it's a godsend. Data path takes 15 kilohertz RGB straight in. Now that's nice. It does a little bit of tomfoolery on the signal. I'm not even really particularly trying to avoid bullets, am I? Yeah. That's nice. That reminds me of a game called Motos on the ZX Spectrum. Okay, have I missed any comments? Aki Bruat, good evening, Aki. Flying into the atmosphere, incredible game, yeah, beautiful game. It's great to be playing this. This is a classy enemy, isn't it? It's got a bit of Rising vibe to it. Battle Garaga and Battle Back Raider I've been playing very recently. It's probably the only reason I'm naming those games now. But that is pretty nice. Oh. And, it's obviously not a cave game, so oh dear, cave games do make you really lazy because you get used to the hitbox being incredibly small, and you switch over to anything else that isn't cave and you're done for, basically. I really like that end bit because what happens is I think you do 3 levels and then that whole middle bit kind of zooms in and you have another 3 levels, and it really motivates you, actually. I wish if I could change anything, it would be the mapping onto this Namco fight stick. It's not much of a big deal. I'm using my middle finger to press fire and my index finger to press seeker, and it should be the other way around, obviously. Not quite natural firing with your middle finger, is it? Unless you use your middle finger a lot. Various insults. So we're starting from the beginning again now. Because I seem to run out of continues. Yeah. Episode 2. Daz, you're very good at this sort of rerun. The number of shooters that you've played streaming. I think I remember particularly exciting gameplay of Veritex, where you must have got to level 3 or something, and it just kept letting you continue, and every time it let you continue, you were amazed and astounded because you thought it had limited continues. And because you're clearly having a good game, you kept going on with it as if it was the last continue, not infinite. Anyway, this has finite continues, so there won't be any of that tonight. If I get any further than I did last time, that'll be a bonus. I will try a little bit harder. As you can see, I haven't lost a life yet. I will be trying a little bit harder because that first game was obviously a warm-up. That guy does fire a bullet, but he does warn you that he's about to fire a bullet because his end starts flashing. So let's get this. Of course, the other game that is on par with this in terms of classicness, and I'd be very interested to know people's comments on this, is the name. What is it? I'll remember in a second. You probably know by now I don't really do names of words. They're so productive humankind's obsession with registering and logging things, but I prefer analog living, which is the present moment is analog. And if you're in the present moment, there is no 1, 2, 3, yes or no. It's just all happening, and you just see a radio receiver slither of reality. Sometimes you see more than other times, depending on what you're tuned into, but it is definitely analog. The universe, that is. Digital's good. We got carried away with digital. It's oh, we can do this, how many megabytes, how many gigabytes, you know, totally carried away with it. Reality doesn't have numbers. Anyway, that's enough of that. As we're dealing with a boss battle now. And I'm trying to make sure, thank goodness for that, trying to make sure. That's tea, by the way. Here we go. Oh, blimey. Don't Apache, 3GM, PM, lock onto the bottom. I'm a bit late on comments there. Sorry about that, people. It's not good when you get slow on comments. I appreciate that. You've only got one thing to do when you're streaming. Right, I've got a couple of things. Have a reasonable picture and audio level is the first thing that you're doing when you're streaming. The second is creating content, like playing a game. And the third is interacting with the audience. Please tell me if there's a fourth that I should be doing. I'm only generally concentrating on those three things. I missed that power up. I assume this doesn't have a ranking system, as in you can just keep powering up. The beauty with this game is you can keep powering up, and it never ends, because the chances are you're going to die before you power up properly. Digital sucks, yes it does, absolutely right. I'm with you there. You don't want to count E-Storm. Oh, you're talking about PGMs, yeah. You think you don't want to count it? Is that because it's not a cave game? Yeah, probably, yeah. Of course, it isn't a cave game, it's an IGS game. Quite a good one. And we played that the last stream, or last but one stream, and it was a game that it does deliver a good experience. It's just not quite on the cave level, but it's unfair to compare anything to cave, because they were on another level. And when it's done really well, like it is with cave, it's just really natural. The experience is so fluid. Yeah, I'm in trouble here. I wonder if I can just hold down. No, I can't. Nice to have an auto on the. I'd be lazy, but it would be nice to have an auto on the Seeker as well. Opening button. I do like a bit of green in the video game world. It's a nice combination, this. Yeah, games with reduced palettes, they're okay. Not my favourite. It's expensive though. B-Storm is okay. I'm just catching up. Scrolling down. Got 3 laughing faces from Daz. What's he laughing at? I cannot remember. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Okay, I think you're talking about B-Storm now. Here we go. Oh. I must sample that sound. I must remember to do that. It's a great sound. Right. Oh no. Oh no. Look at this. It's releasing an awful lot of stuff and then it's going to stop. Yeah. Okay. Some tricks up its sleeve. Like these little buggers that come along at the bottom. How many continues have I got? I don't say, does it? But it's definitely limited. See if I can do a little bit better than last time. What size is your monitor? This is a 21 inch. It's an HP. I don't know what. Oh dear. I don't know what the HP number. I think it's 5,700. I think that's what it is from memory. And it cost about 110 or something. If it was much over 100, it was only like 10 or so quid over 100. But it's really, really nice. It's got good geometry settings. It's got a bit of overscan. It's got good colour space. I appreciate no one can actually see my monitor at the moment, but it's very minimalist. It's the most minimalist, if that's the word, no, the most minimal monitor that I could find on Amazon. It literally has an incredibly narrow, I knew I was going to die then, incredibly narrow bezel. That's got to be like 6mm or something, the bezel. It's really slick actually, it's really, really nice. It's not that big, 21 inch, and we're talking widescreen 21 inch, so that's a 21 inch CRT, but it's 4:3, so it's actually, I don't know, does that make it bigger or not? Geometry, trigonometry, tell me. What shape of corner to corner measurements, diameter, 21 inches has the greatest area? We'd have to do a bit of trigonometry there. As you say, 21 inches is the longest line of a triangle. You could infer the other two lines. It didn't get very boring in GCSE mathematics, or pre-GCSE mathematics, wouldn't it? Anyway, GCSEs were good. Since I finished GCSEs, I haven't really learned very much. It's sad to say. Not carry on my academic studies with particular rigour after GCSEs, and started treating my A-levels not altogether seriously. Right, you know about that? You want to look at this crab thing? Nice bit of jet stream there. There's lots of things you could talk about on one of these videos, but I think in order to talk about them you'd have to be in company, because there's always a risk if you start talking about something random that people won't find it at all interesting, or you'll become very opinionated because there's no one else talking. So I think it's actually very restricted as to what you can talk about on a live stream unless you've got a guest, because you're not really talking to anyone, are you? Anyway. You reckon about 3 continues, you reckon it's got 3, that's about right. You need a bigger widescreen. It could be a bit bigger. I mean, if you're thinking of getting a 27 inch or 32 inch wide, that's probably, it's going to be quite good. Yeah. Oh, I'm here again. I haven't really done any better than the first time. Oh well. Oh well, this stream will get deleted anyway. Oh dear. The same devs that did Layer Section work on Terror Diver. Yeah, I think you're right there. I mean, that's the most obvious one, isn't it? Because I think what was the link between Taito and Rising at that stage? Oh, shit. Maybe there was no link, maybe it's just people, talented programmers. Oh. It's a bit gnarly, this bit. It's a slow burner, isn't it, this boss? You can see the influence though, no doubt about that. I'm actually going to, oh shit, I'm actually going to sell a PCB. I'm going to sell Brave Blade. I'm going to sell Brave Blade because it's a bit crap. I thought it was good for a while when I bought it, and I was also being a bit of an anal completionist with the Rising games. I don't have all of them anyway because I don't have Terror Diver. But I was being a Rising completionist, and I was going to get Terror Diver at one point, but it's one of those games that I didn't get when I had the impetus, and I probably never will get it now. I don't really need it because I've got it on Saturn and PlayStation. But it's nice, isn't it? It's been a good stream so far. It's very nice of you to say. It's funny when you explain the 3 key points of streaming. The pleasure of consciousness. Well, that's a very pleasant title for a level. I don't think I've ever got this far before. Oh, I must have done. Barely off level 2. I probably got here 5 minutes ago on my last game. So look at that. You can see a little bit of depth. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that tower style, so beloved of Aero fighters. The the Tokyo Tower. That section is very, very pleasant indeed in Aero fighters. Anyway, I keep bloody forgetting the name of the other Saturn game that this is similar to as well. It's the one that I really like. I used to rave about. Just trying Shinryu. Sorry, all I need to do is picture the cover, then I can remember it. But Shinryu's got about 4 other names as well. But Shinryu is a corking game. And Daz, if you have not got that for your Saturn, and you're thinking of enhancing your potentially, I'm not going to insult your Saturn collection because it's perfectly good, but in your own words, slightly lackluster. If you did want to add to your Saturn collection, I would highly recommend Shinryu because it is a corking game, absolutely corking. You probably owned it before, right? Yes, life going. You can see there what amounts to quite shoddy craftsmanship on that second level of power. I think it looks jolly good, actually. Just finding things to talk about. Definitely a low resolution going on. Almost Atari 2600 levels of resolution. Oh, look at that one. Makes up for it straight away. Shinryu is great. Music is a bit lacking, yeah. It's funny because this music's really good at the moment, and it's just a good. That was the thought that came to my mind. As well. That I think this, if you could put this music with Shinryu, it's an even better game. This is very pleasant, isn't it? New catch-all phrase of the evening. Pleasant. It's a good-looking game, though. To be honest, it's a bit late to be, in terms of concentration levels, to be doing your best at this game. That's cool. Mining machinery. But send us. Oh no. I'm going to go into the middle of that tonight. Does anyone else think that lower level of backdrop reminds them of level 1 on Ginkei Sapphire on the PC Engine? Or am I just clutching at straws for comparisons? Kind of grey and lit up. Probably loads of levels like that. Okay. You could see how close I came to dying then. Straight through. Ooh. Those are bloody annoying, those bullets. Oh, look at that. It fades out. So this is probably going to call it a night here, unless we play Shinryu, which I'm not sure is a good idea. Area 4 level over. Game over again. Alright. Go on, Matt, leave those lasers. So thank you. I did a little bit and then got busted. Shinryu is amazing. Now I can see it, Leon Knights. You can see it. Nice, nice. Shall we play a bit of Shinryu to end the evening? Let's play a bit of Shinryu. Right, 1 second. Let's just change this game over. Okay. Right, there's the flipping box. Right, it's a Tato box. Is that it? No, that's Darius. Yes, Darius as well. Third time lucky? Yes. Alright, so Shinryu is dead easy to find because it's got a gold box on yellow. So that comes out first time. Yeah, the old Sega Saturn. The old Sega Saturn. Trusty old Sega Saturn. Still going strong. And we had we have three yeses for Shinryu. Turn that on. We'll get a picture. There you go. Right, just want to take it out of NAF Yoko mode. We've got a bit of burning on on the monitor here. I can see a faint bit of shading. You sometimes get that on this monitor if you're using a because this is interlaced. This as well. This bit of Shinryu looks absolutely horrible. Difficulty normal, rapid 15 per second. So all you do on this is change that to arcade. It waits and then it flips the screen up and then you can start. Okay, we just check we've got good geometry on the monitor. That's reasonable. Okay. Yeah. Classic tinny drums. Just give it a bit more voice. Oh, press the wrong button again. Sorry, that's my button mapping again. Button 2 is button 1, etc. That is gorgeous. The background there gets you right in the mood. Better animation. That effect when things fall down might be a bit loud actually. Unless I'm just showing. Oh no, I've got a terrible weapon just now. A bit better. I've got to change this weapon. So perhaps we've revealed something this game offers that layer section doesn't, which is weapon selection, but not when they're naff weapons like this. But this is a great game. It's just a mistake of mine. Some people would like this weapon. Each to their own. I'll get the yellow one for now, which is a kind of missile. I'm not sure if these kind of beacons increase in score or anything like that, or whether it's just collecting them. I don't think so. The ship moves quite a bit faster than Raystorm. Nice parallax as well. Nice. There's always a nice bit of animation on this game. Right, this is quite a cool bit, this, because you get to do some serious scavenging on the side. At any second now, you've got to watch his end. He does that a lot. If you watch his end, you'll be alright. He sometimes jumps around as well. But what you'll find in a second is that you start getting these fellows. Oh, I missed it! And that was a red weapon as well. Oh no, I got a blue weapon. Oh no, I got killed. So it's a fool's paradise, this bit. If you get too carried away, you end up getting shot. Oh, give me a red weapon. Oh, at least I got a yellow weapon. Could be a lot worse, couldn't it? Nice bonus screen. And of course, this is a 2-player game. I put this at number 2 on my STV list above the Games Terror Guard. Get to the bottom of that. It's so simple but quality, yeah. Right, STV list. So it's got to be Super Gun, Radiant Super Gun. There's number 1. I assume. Yeah, STV is a great system. I did think about buying it at one stage, but it's big and can't be bothered. I've got all the games mostly anyway. But yeah, it's a lovely system, the STV. It's a Sega system, Daz. I reckon you ought to get one. You ought to get a flipping Super Gun. Get an HAS Super Gun from Mike on the Shoot 'em Ups forum. They're fucking amazing. And you've got to get a Super Gun, Daz, because Mike's RGB Super Guns, not only do they deliver perfect RGB signal, possibly 15 kilohertz, I think they do, but guess what the joysticks are? Yes, you've got it, Neo Geo. And I do not own a Neo Geo, so I do not own a Neo Geo joystick. So get yourself an STV, Daz. They are not expensive. Get yourself a Super Gun. Get your Super Gun plugged into your best CRT PVM, and you will have an absolutely amazing Sega arcade setup with a Neo Geo joystick. Gotta do it. STV system. You know what games you can get for the STV system as well. My goodness, there are some good ones on there. Get this. No, you can't get this actually. You get Tsukiyuga Enzai. Decathlete, it's a good one. I know, name. There's Ducks Off Multi too. Nice. There you go, Daz. Don't even need to buy the games. Let's get Ducks Off Multi. You've already got an STD. Yes. No, we're talking about a game system. Right. Don't try and live your life through other people. That's what I was doing then. It's like when someone says, "Oh, get this system," they're just living their lives through you. They want you to spend a lot of money on something, whether it's an arcade machine or an Xbox One or something. And they're not going to buy one, or they might already own one. Right, let's continue. Okay, so we've got an alien encounter at this stage. I tell you what, I could quite happily do with something slightly different on the Saturn, because now I've got a monitor that can take in Yoko. I feel like buying a game for the Saturn that isn't like a vertical shooting up, because I've played most of them. What could I get? Daz has just bought a super gun and he's just spent $4 grand on a cave game. I don't know what's happened to all the cave games. People have just bought them and now they're just stupid money. Now there was a period not so long ago where you could get pretty much top title cave game for a couple of £100, and that seemed a lot of money at the time, but actually inflation, there's fuel prices of, who was it said the other day, it's like if a loaf of bread had gone up the same as house prices in whatever house prices generally, or London house prices, it would cost £24. Well, if a loaf of bread went up in line with the price of a cave PCB, it'd probably be at £100. Because I'm not kidding, they've gone up about 10 times, more or less. Anyway, it's just in the hands of collectors who are very unlikely to let them go unless they fall on hard times. If you fall on hard times, then PCBs need to go, then they need to go. You just want to release some cash to pay for a nice holiday or something. See, the shot seemed to get worse then as I powered up, but it was basically a little something to do with that fat shot that comes out every so often, you know, the fat one. This music isn't going anywhere, is it? It's real music. Great tune this one, isn't it, Akeem? Oh, it's one of my favourites. That bloody hell surrounded that. I think I'm an impressive smart ball now, you must admit. So Daz bought another PCB. He's just got a second PCB now. You sold your oh shit! Oh no! Died and then picked up a weapon. Anyway, it's worth it. It's worth it for this guy. Oh my gosh! Look at that. Very nice. Best music so far. Very throaty, the sounds on this game. Look at that. This is absolutely awesome, this boss. Definitely in the scheme of aquatic and level bosses. I know we've seen them all before, these crab-like creatures. I'm sure, Daz, if you were put on the spot in a mastermind chair now with 3 seconds to answer the question, name a Sega Mega Drive game with a squid-like boss, you would probably get it. 3, 2, 1. Expecting your answer in the next 3 seconds, Daz, because I know there is a slight delay. There we go. Bullet hole. Bullet mix. Oh my god, I'm dropping the worst bombs here. It will be worth it if I can get through this. Seems to have regenerated and to be absolutely having no effect whatsoever. I don't know what I'm supposed to be aiming at. I almost expect it to be getting lower and lower. So it's kind of doing a bit of a Space Invaders thing. It will be getting lower and lower. It's flashing. Oh dear, drops a lackluster bomb then. Drop another lackluster bomb. Great use of continues, probably. So you've got crabs. Oh, good evening, Mark. The RAM pack. See the clouds. Signed by David Beckham just bought Virtua Tennis BCB. Any clouds on this? 1 or 2? Great use of colour. Yes. Oh, blimey. The top 10 computer game music. Right. Do not pick up a naff weapon. I assume, Stu, that you've got this game. Just doing a little straw poll. The majority of viewers of this video have actually rated Shinryu quite highly. Yeah, that's not bad. I like busy games. It reminds me of image fights. You know the sort. I wouldn't say it's that hard, Does I reckon it's probably easier than Veritex. I'd say it's easier than in Raystorm as well. It was just bloody. Certainly a lot easier than Sega Jag, for instance. I dare say a decent player could probably get as far as this without losing a single life on this game, because there aren't any real kind of, you know, there aren't any places where you're really completely up against it. You just have to be consistent and not make silly mistakes, and that's if you're doing it for the points. You don't have to do it for the points after all. There you go. It's jittering. Got some nice cutscenes. And there was a game as well, I could have got Sengeki Striker a long time ago on, is that an STV game or is that Kaneko? No, it's Kaneko. Which is very similar to this. The other one that got away is Viper Phase 1. I can't believe I didn't buy Viper Phase 1. was at a time when I was buying a lot of toe plant PCBs, and I had this thing that I thought I was just buying too many games, so I said, right, I'm not going to buy a game until I sold one. Oh look, this is the end of game boss. I've got one life left and I'm playing a rather lacklustre way through it being a little bit on the late side for heavy concentration. Yeah, a bit slower. Slow off the mark there. Go on then. Oops. Game seems quite. I'm going to read that book first before playing this game. That book. God. What time is it? Oh, it's 9 o'clock. Okay, we've been live for 45 minutes. It's going to be wrapped up in a second. It's long enough for a stream. Oh, look at that! Aren't you glad? We come full circle. Look at this level. They've even made it sound like... They made this level sound exactly like... Oh, we died. Oh no, we still got it. Haven't they? Haven't they made this look just like Raystorm? Listen to the music as well. Ooh. Oh. Checkpoints. I like it. I think this game does send you back under certain conditions. Can't remember what those conditions are. Very nice shrapnel. Always impressed by this game's shrapnel effects. Bloody hell. Oh, bloody hell. Come on. This. Just the grumpiness. Oh, I'm just making a mess of that now. Oh well, that's a good time to finish anyway. It's gone a bit like Tatsujin. Oops. Do you like Trigger Heart X? Oh, is it? Yes, I do like Trigger Heart a lot. Dreamcast, yeah, it's a good game, isn't it? That's not a fair score, that's a cheating continued lot score. They pulled out all the classics with this one. Nice, okay, thanks for watching everybody. Quick shout outs, Red 7 Even, Stu Roro, Mark H, Stella Boxhead, Aki Bugwat, G8, GC8 Tech. Thanks everyone. I think someone joined at the beginning as well. Never mind. Right, 6 there, yeah. Okay, bye. Thanks for watching.